Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Again, thank you so much. All of you guys and ladies, wherever you're calling in from around the country, around the world, thank you for your time today. The lines are packed. Amazing stuff. This is Saturday, April 18th, 2026. Great life. Incredible training stuff today. And again, this is probably one of the most exciting calls that I've done in many, many years. And I'm just gonna share a little bit about my story. Some of you guys and ladies know a little bit of my background. Some of you don't. But I've been an entrepreneur. This is Greg, the CEO of Great Life. And I've been an entrepreneur since I was a teenager. And I was actually had my first business as a teenager. And I always believed in entrepreneurship. And early on in my life, I was about 20 years old, and I was actually a manager for a grocery chain at 20. I was one of the youngest managers in the company, Albertsons grocery chain. And I also managed a company called Gelson's. Gelson's was in Pacific Palisades up there above Malibu and Beverly Hills. And I was just early 20s. But I had developed a toy product that most people have seen and probably bought. If you've ever seen those big 4-foot wingspan toy airplanes, the Free Flight Glider, they're big 4-foot wingspan toy airplanes made out of polystyrene. And what I did is I developed this toy product, and we sold it all over the country. We had shopping mall contracts in all of the super regional shopping malls. And they were in all of the major state and county fairs across the U.S. And if you ever saw those guys or girls throwing an airplane back and forth, playing catch and doing loops, that was my first product that I developed, the Free Flight Glider. We had distribution across the country nationally, and it was a blast. I learned a lot about manufacturing and product development, and it was just a fun toy. We had a lot of fun with that product through the years. And then I had some more businesses, different types of entrepreneurial things, different types of businesses through the years. And when I got in network marketing, I went to the most successful people that I knew. And they were making millions of dollars. And we all know the fastest way to succeed at anything in life is copy, duplicate what somebody's doing that's having success in an area we want to do. And so I went to guys making millions of dollars in the network marketing industry, and I said, hey, guys, can you show me what to do and how to do it? They said, yes. They said, work ethic is key. We know you work hard. We know that you have an entrepreneurial business background. So this should be good for you, Greg, if you follow some simple steps. And so I said, okay, show me what to do, how to do it. And what I did was I learned about, basically after the mindset, the mindset is the first thing. And that's in every kind of anything that we want to do in life. Mindset is number one. That's the key. So it's mindset, making the decision. And I always liked Tony Robbins, one of his statements was, success begins in 1 minute, 60 seconds. The 1 minute that you decide to do something is really where the journey of success starts. Think about it. When you decide to do something, no matter what it is, that's where that journey starts, whether it's accomplish a goal, whatever it is. So we've got to make a decision to do the business. And number two, they said, Greg, you got to be bulletproof. You got to be totally committed to yourself, to the company that you work with, and to the people that you bring in. So you got to make a informed business decision that this is the company you're going to choose, the products you're going to market, the pay plan you're going to work with, and this is what you're going to do. You got to be bulletproof, got to put on the blinders, let everything else fly off the wayside, get focused, and then they said write down your goals. What are your goals? Well, it's interesting because we do surveys, and most people, when they look at the survey, it says you want to earn $500 a month, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 or more. Everybody checks the $10,000 or more box. But where most everybody falls short is they don't take the action. They don't do what's necessary on an ongoing, consistent basis to get to that goal. And what I learned also early on is, think of this. This is incredible. 75% of the highest income earners in America own a business. Business owners, entrepreneurs are the highest paid people in the country. And so now I'll never forget this one time I was buying a car from a guy, and he pulls up in a Ferrari. And I'm just young. I'm like 20s something. And he's selling me his wife's car. And he pulls up in a Ferrari, and I go, hey, what do you do? And he goes, oh, I own this company. We do mail order marine parts and stuff like that. He goes, yeah. He goes, business is the way to go. And so I went and met he and his wife and took me to his business and his distribution center and all that stuff. And as an entrepreneur, I go, this is where you got to make money. You got to be a business owner. You got to be an entrepreneur. And so I went on to do different things, got into network marketing. And then what was cool was, and I also learned that 95% of people don't make money in different types of businesses, and 95% of people fail because they don't have a system. And so I also learned that 95% of people using a system on a consistent basis can have success. And so we flip-flop the numbers. And you guys can all relate to what I'm going to share right now, okay, is that think of this. No matter what, okay, is the bottom line in our network marketing business is we share product. We sell product. Okay, and I always look in the mirror and say, if it's to be, it's up to me. And we're personally responsible for our success or failure in anything in life. And in network marketing, we have to share what we have. Okay, a system is going to get us to where we want to go, and that takes me back to about 30-something years ago when I did get in network marketing. When I joined network marketing. And I learned about marketing systems because I learned about the concept of network marketing, and I said, I have got to develop some systems because it's an industry of duplication and leverage, and people typically don't duplicate, systems do. And that was the first thing I learned in network marketing. And so what I did was I started a company. I became a distributor in a network marketing company. But then I started my own company called SMG, Success Marketing Group. The sole purpose of Success Marketing Group was to develop systems that my partners and my downline could use to develop their business and their network marketing business. And so what I did was I joined, and you guys, I've shared my story. My first check in network marketing was $78. And what I did was I spent like a month and a half, I spent thousands of dollars on marketing stuff, on systems, on leads, magazine ads, direct mail stuff, postcards. I placed ads in magazines, and I completely neglected for the first couple of months the existing business that I had prior to network marketing. I locked myself in my room in the house where my phone and computer and stuff was, and my wife said, I said, listen, I'm going to focus on my business. I'm going to get all the stuff going, everything else. And so that's what I did for like 6 weeks, 2 months, focused on all the advertising, the promotion, generating leads, developing leads, following up, and closing leads and building my business. And then when I got my first check, I'm standing in the kitchen, and my wife goes, what's that? And I said, oh, it's my network marketing check. She goes, how much is it? And I said, $78. And I go, this is cool. And she goes, what? And true story, she looks down in the ground, and she looks at my feet. I go, what are you doing? And she says, you spent 2 months locked in your office on the phone, spent thousands of dollars on products and samples and advertising and direct mail, neglected your existing business, and you got a check for $78 and you're excited. I'm looking to see what you slipped and hit your head on. That's exactly what she said. And I laughed, and I said, it's not the $78. It's the fact that my next check, based on my efforts in the last 2 months, is going to be $800. And my check after that, because of the people that I have joining, because of the people that I have in the pipeline, because of the people that I have using my marketing system, my check will be $800. My next check is going to be $2,400. And I said, it's the progression and the growth and the duplication of these people joining my team and using the systems, and they have people joining the team and using the systems, and the rest was history. I went on to generate 7 figures in my second year. The company called me and said, how are you bringing in these teams of thousands of people, and can we fly you in to speak at our convention about entrepreneurship and home-based business? And I said, sure. So I did. They flew me in. It wasn't, I never talked to the owner. I never talked to the office. When I made my first decision, I looked at the company, the comp plan, the products. I developed all my systems around that, and I went to work. And then I allowed my team members to use all the systems that I had in place. And so that company, unfortunately, went out of business. I joined another company. I reviewed everything, the products, the pay plan. I developed all the marketing, everything I was going to do, implemented my strategy, my systems, and I had people, I literally had to hire people to manage all of the leads and manage all of the packets going out and all of the direct mail and take calls and all that stuff. Same thing happened. The owner of the company said, Greg, we're doing we have a convention in Tahoe. Can we fly you out, and would you speak about how you're building your business and everything? And I said, sure, and I did that. Well, things didn't work out with that company. They just did a bunch of terrible things to the pay plan. They changed everything, and it messed all the people up and everything. So then I said, you know what? I know what to do and how to do it. I launched my first network marketing company. And then what I did was the same thing. Back in the day, when I developed my first network marketing company, I still had my SMG, my Success Marketing Group. And so we developed all of the systems to offer to our distributors. We had all of these turnkey, done-for-you systems that generated leads, did the follow-up, and did the close. And we had people, in fact, the office, the guys and ladies in the office were saying, Greg, you know, they're joining and they're buying the product. You know, are you sure they're going to do this marketing stuff? And I said, yeah, watch. We hooked up 2 fax machines. This is before online. Nobody had websites. And we had the fax machines going 24/7. They were just going zin, 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 zin. Those were the people ordering all of the print and mail, the marketing systems, the co-op leads, and everything was done for them. We had people generating full-time incomes, really nice incomes, up to 6-figure incomes, using the systems without talking to anyone. Okay, and so I went on, we did that. We brought in tens of thousands of people just with our systems. And so I've owned different companies through the years. We've been doing American Dream now Great Life for the last 12 years. And what's most exciting for me, because this is what I enjoy the most, is working with people in this capacity, is providing the systems that will help them get to where they want to go. And it's a fact. We know. Okay, think about it. We know that what happens is this is across the board in network marketing. It doesn't matter what company, what pay plan, what opportunity, people, okay, are the key factor. That means that if people are not duplicating, if people are not sharing the products, we all know people join our group, they say they want to do the business when they join, and 3 months later they're doing something else or they're not doing anything at all. We appreciate, we love, we respect our customers, everybody that buys a product, but most people want to do the business. Okay, at least they say they want to do the business when they join, and so we know that most people don't do anything. Everybody hits their list, they market to the people that they know, their warm market, come join me, whatever. But what happens is after a few months, those people don't have anyone to talk to. And their people don't have anyone to talk to. And there's no growth. It's stagnant. And nobody's winning. It goes over a period of time, and there's really nothing new that's in the lead generation, the system, the acquisition proposition to bring in new distributors on a consistent basis, which is needed, new blood, new people to build a successful network marketing business. That's just the facts. That's the reality. And so, again, I am so excited to bring back these systems. And I'm going to refer to a gentleman that we've talked about here for a while. Holton Buggs is a guy who's made $100 million in the industry as a distributor. And he's the guy that I shared. I was on a Zoom with his team, and they offered their training program was $6,000. And what they do is they go, you pay $6,000. Each of you pays $6,000. Everybody pays $6,000. And their training is they go on your computer with you. They do a screen share, and they say, okay, send out 5 emails. I don't care who it is. Send out 5 emails today to anybody in your list. Just send them out. Just do this. Now send out some texts. Use this message and send out some texts. So they physically do this with people while they're on the Zoom with them, and so that person does it. And then they say, okay, now get your team to do the same thing, and everybody do that. And you know why? It's to generate leads and prospects in your funnel. And this is what he said. This is what I'm saying. 30 years of success in doing this at a high level. If people don't have prospects, if people don't have customers, potential prospects, if we don't have leads in our funnel, if we're not sharing the opportunity and the products, each one of us consistently, then the doors of our business are not open. And because it's duplication and leverage, that means that if other people, we want to duplicate our efforts, if we don't have anything going on, no new people coming in, no new prospecting or leads coming in, and our downline doesn't, what happens? There's no growth. Nobody is making more money, increasing their income. And so that's what's different about what we're offering here, is that we are giving everybody a turnkey ability. This is everybody, a cost-effective turnkey systems to generate leads. Okay, and this is what I was excited about 30-something years ago, because it flat out is what works. And, these people say, oh, AI this and AI that and all this stuff. And I was talking to Warren earlier on the call this morning about, some people talk AI. Well, we're using AI, the original AI, and it's not artificial intelligence. It's AI, and it stands for actual intelligence, okay? Because we're using something that has worked in marketing. If you ever heard of all these different marketing guys and funnels and systems and gurus, that's what they all do. 100% of them have a system. Most of them charge enormous, incredible amounts of money, and they want to train you and give you information, all kind of stuff. We're going to do it. That means we're putting together these systems that you can actually take advantage of, and everybody in your team can take advantage of. Now you have real duplication. Now you have a lot of people generating leads, and when you have a lot of people generating leads and prospects, and then you have sign-ups, people get excited. They can see that now I can use these systems to go up the rankings, because now you have a way to generate the leads and the sign-ups, to add people that are coming on board your team, and I can tell you that every major networker on the planet wants systems. That's what they look for. Okay, so with the ability to now know that their downline that they bring in here have an opportunity to take advantage of all of these systems, because they already know that most people don't do anything they just won't, they don't, or they run out of leads, they run out of people to talk to, their warm market is over. If you give them real systems that are in place and that are managed by a company, a systems team, they will join and they will promote the systems that you have duplication. Now you're leveraging the efforts of a lot of people, and your business is growing. And so our first phase 1 of the lead generation system will be available this next week. We're just finishing up a couple pieces of the puzzle, okay? And we hired a professional. This is an exclusive team. They only have a certain number of clients. So we had to fit into their schedule. And what they do, we hired them, and what we're doing is putting together, this is what's really cool, is this is how all companies that take advantage of this type of marketing scale their business. It doesn't matter what product or service. We've all seen these companies out there scaling to 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, 500 million, $1 billion. This concept is what is used by companies that have generated billions of dollars in all different types of industries. The system is the same, and that's what's most exciting. So this this team is putting together, they're going to manage all of our advertising, our paid Meta, Google, Instagram, TikTok, to generate prospects and, most importantly, buyers, paid signups. And so our goal is to provide leads that get in the system, get in the funnel, and then they become prospects, and then we do the follow-up and the sales, or the close, excuse me. This is an automated system. If they have questions, they can call in, talk to our team, they can text, send us a message, an email, whatever. And if need be, we'll help close them on the phone, whatever we got to do. Okay, just to clarify, we don't call leads. The system does what it does it informs them, it gets them the good information, so they are going through a sales funnel, a process of looking at the information, reviewing the information, and then they're making an informed decision on what they see, because they know that when they join, they can now use the exact same system that they attracted them and what got them interested in and what they joined, okay? And that's what people want. Most people will want to duplicate what they respond to. And so that's what's exciting about this. And so phase 1 launching this next week, and we'll get the information out to everybody and how you can participate in that. And then phase 2, which we're working on and finishing up, will be the co-ops. And that will be the advertising team that will put together all of this. They're working on all of this behind the scenes right now. We have sales funnels, capture pages, landing pages, all that stuff behind the scenes that will funnel the paid signups. Okay, we'll have, and that'll be around Robin's system. That'll be whoever's in the co-op, because what we're doing is doing massive marketing, and as leads come in, prospects come in, and then they become paid members. It's like the leads and the prospects come in and they're divvied up. They're one for Joe, one for Sally, one for whoever, one for Sue, whatever. And then the sign-ups the same way. The paid sign-ups will be distributed amongst the members who are using the co-op system. Okay? And so we'll also have magazine ad co-ops, full-page ad co-ops, email marketing, direct mail. Another cool thing, during my systems days, my company, we were physically mailing 250,000 hard copy direct mail pieces every single month. So we were mailing about 3 million direct mail pieces a year. That's significant. And that was all turnkey stuff. And so we'll have turnkey direct mail stuff available as well. And so the bottom line is our systems had developed income full-time up to 6 figures for people throughout our organizations over a long period of time. This is the first time in about 12, 13 years that I personally am bringing back all of these systems to our partners and putting this together for you guys, because I want everybody to have success. And we know, again, human nature is human nature. It is what it is. People do what they do. They don't do what they don't do, whatever. But, it's like for a long time now, we have worked really hard at providing the products, the opportunity, the compensation, everything. But we want people to succeed at a high level. The only way that happens in this industry is to provide all of these systems to where every single person now has an equal opportunity to succeed. It's through these marketing systems and lead generation systems that everybody can participate in that will produce the results and the long-term build. Because remember, people they just don't know what to do a lot of times, or they run out of prospects. But this is all aggressive marketing that is happening 24/7, day in and day out, and that's the best part. It's working for you behind the scenes no matter what you're doing, but it's marketing, generating leads, prospects, and signups, and that's the key to building a successful business in any industry, okay? That's why franchises work, because it's duplication. They cookie cutter the same business model, and other people use that same system, and the advertising is associated with it, the promotion, everything else that promotes that product, that brand, that company. It's how all of these people that promote different types of nutritional products on the internet, it's how they scale. We've all seen advertising. We all see, the stuff that gets us to take a look at different types of products. We're all inundated and all that stuff. Well, that's what we're doing now, but we're putting those systems together for you guys. And we want to have some fun, make some money, help some people, and really bring back the fun into this industry, and especially our partners at Great Life Worldwide. So all that stuff said, we're excited about what we're doing, obviously. And, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys and ladies out there for being a part of what we're doing. We have world-class nutraceutical products. They work at a high level. If you listen to Dr. Mike on our Thursday call, or you listen to the recorded call, it's greatlifeopportunity.com. You can listen to him. He's goes through the GOP Extreme, the stem cell release, and the clear heart. It goes through the science and his experience. He literally, when he buys, he orders cases and thousands of dollars worth of products at a time that he sells through his practice, through his medical practice, to his patients. And he has shared with us the improvements in their blood work. The products work at a high level. And, talking with Bruce out in Oklahoma, Bruce is a stem cell guru. I know Shari on the call, Don Miller, Oklahoma. You guys are stem cell gurus. Our stem cell formula, okay, and Dr. Mike shared some of the information on the science. Our stem cell formula is over $100 less than the same ingredients, the same amounts, the scientifically proven, clinically proven ingredients that get the results, that the level of results with stem cells and how they work within our body. Those products are $180, $150, $110. There's another one I looked at the other day, $220 a bottle, okay? Our formula, guys, it's $59.95. Temporarily, again, we've just increased the price there because that product costs so much to make, it's crazy. Another thing, and this is the icing on the cake for you guys, because we watch what happens in our compensation plans. We've seen every plan out there. We've seen what people are doing. We have a number of huge marketers I've had calls with over the last week that are on board. They've already got a ton of people that are coming on board because of the enhancements we're going to make. We're going to add money. We're going to switch the money around a little bit. We're going to pay more into the matrix. You guys know we're eliminating the $20 membership in 60 days or so. So we're going to focus on products and focus on money in the matrix. When you guys see the changes we're going to make, you'll be blown away, and it gives everybody, again, an equal opportunity to make more money in the matrix, which is where most people are, to make more money in the lifestyle bonuses, make it easier to get to the commissions. We'll have compression, which will reach down below the levels of the matrix and compress volume and money up for those who are qualified. So because of the changes, we've got a lot of leaders on board. They're ready to go. They've got other people that are excited that know about us. They just wanted a little bit different structure in the pay plan, and so that's what we're going to do. I don't take changing things lightly, especially compensation. Those guys, ladies that know me, I try and stay really focused, because every other company in the industry, unlike me, unlike us, when they say there's an enhancement, this happened to me so many times, it happened to everybody. When a company announces an enhancement, that means they're going to take away pay. When we say it, that means we're going to add pay. We're going to make more money accessible to more people, because the combination of adding money to the comp plan, making it easier for people to make more money, even just getting started, and those people that have small groups, they can now make some money, and you put together all of our systems, our marketing systems, again, 95% of the population with any kind of a business using a system can succeed. That's Entrepreneur Magazine quote. And that's what we're putting together. We're bringing all of my systems that I had for a decade and a half at Success Marketing Group, was a standalone company that's all we did was develop systems to help our distributors become successful. You put this all together, and it's a win-win-win for everybody. So again, I sincerely want to thank you guys and ladies for being a part of what we're doing here. It is very exciting, an exciting time, much needed for the whole industry. And so we've got a lot of people out there, you know, going around doing different things, whatever. We've seen companies explode. One company had a bunch of people join it, and they figured out they don't get paid on any products. They get 10 generations of a nickel. And so we've got a lot of those people that I know personally waiting to see what we're doing, especially the systems, because now everybody can have a chance. So again, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing. I appreciate you so much. Have an awesome, amazing weekend. It is a great day to live a great life. This call is recorded, so you'll be able to send your team there starting either later today. We'll send it out, the recording. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Watch your emails.